Now we start in Europe with the continent's defining conflict, the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy says small Russian infantry troops had advanced up to 10 kilometers in several areas on the Eastern Front near the Dobropillia and Kramatorsk region. He says the push is timed to coincide with the Trump-Putin talks. Ukrainian forces have liberated 6 of 18 occupied settlements in the Sumy region. Russia is shifting troops from Sumy to the Pokrovsk and Zaporozhye for a new assault in early September. Zelenskyy insists territorial issues be discussed only after a ceasefire and with security guarantees. He also rejects calls to pull out of Donbass, warning it could expose Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhia and Kharkiv to attack. We're now joined by Andrew Latham, who is a professor of international relations. He joins us live from Minnesota. Andrew, pleasure to talk to you as always on the program. How significant is the timing of Russia's latest advancements in relation to this upcoming summit between President Trump and President Putin in Alaska?
Well, I think we would be hard-pressed to see it as coincidence. I think these advances, these attacks have been in preparation for quite some time. You don't just launch these on a whim. So the Russians have been working on this for a while, but they're making breakthroughs, which we haven't seen for a long time in this conflict. The Ukrainians, of course, are downplaying this, as are their friends and allies in Western Europe. But many other very credible observers of military affairs are saying that these are serious breakthroughs. They have yet to be consolidated, but serious breakthroughs, which are likely to have an impact on the course of discussion in Alaska between the U.S. and Russian presidents.
Yes, indeed, Andrew. And what does Russia's focus on shifting troops from Sumy to Pokrovsk and Zaporozhye tell us about the short-term strategy in Russia's military ambitions?
Well, there are only so many troops to go around. The Ukrainians are finding this out, and the Russians are as well. If you're going to double down in one sector, you have to draw the troops from somewhere else, and I think that's all that's going on here. But of course, the other side can take advantage of that as well, which is what the Ukrainians are doing, and now that the Russians have moved troops out of the Sumy region. So not surprising, but if we look at this in the aggregate, we see that the Russians are making much more strategically, operationally important breakthroughs around Petrovsk, for example, which again is going to, I think, change the balance of forces, the balance of power, as it were, on the battlefield. And that's going to have knock-on effects in terms of the way in which the Russian and American presidents interact in Alaska, but also the way the Europeans and President Zelenskyy are sort of positioning themselves in this diplomatic context.
Andrew, thank you for that insight. You are staying with us to discuss further.